Welcome to Actuate Water Faucet, an innovative blockchain faucet dedicated to revolutionizing water management in communities, especially in northeastern Kenya. By leveraging blockchain technology, Actuate Water ensures fair access to clean and reliable water sources. This initiative not only empowers economic prosperity and educational advancement, but also contributes to reduced crime rates. Our project incorporates a 3-day creative training program for community development workers. These workers will educate households about transformative change, what we call metanoia. This process involves envisioning the future they desire, understanding their current conditions, and mapping out how to achieve that future. Within the Actuate Water Faucet, we offer an innovative 8-week learning program. This hybrid program combines online and physical meetings, catering to diverse learning preferences and schedules. Participants actively engage in these sessions and earn tokens as incentives for their contributions. These tokens serve a dual purpose. They not only reward individual participation but also empower community development workers. With these tokens, workers can train households within their communities, amplifying the program's impact far beyond the immediate participants. This creates a cycle of empowerment and knowledge sharing, enhancing community resilience and well-being. Our solution facilitates economic activities like agriculture and small-scale businesses. It also alleviates the burden on children, particularly girls, who often miss school to fetch water from distant sources. Through Actuate Water's faucet, communities unlock their economic potential, promote sustainable growth, and foster a brighter future for all. Join us in transforming lives with Actuate Water. Together, we can build a sustainable and prosperous future. Welcome to Actuate Water Faucet, an innovative blockchain faucet dedicated to revolutionizing water management in communities, especially in northeastern Kenya. By leveraging blockchain technology, Actuate Water ensures fair access to clean and reliable water sources. This initiative not only empowers economic prosperity and educational advancement, but also contributes to reduced crime rates. Our project incorporates a 3-day creative training program for community development workers. These workers will educate households about transformative change, what we call metanoia. This process involves envisioning the future they desire, understanding their current conditions, and mapping out how to achieve that future. Within the Actuate Water Faucet, we offer an innovative 8-week learning program. This hybrid program combines online and physical meetings, catering to diverse learning preferences and schedules. Participants actively engage in these sessions and earn tokens as incentives for their contributions. These tokens serve a dual purpose. They not only reward individual participation but also empower community development workers. With these tokens, workers can train households within their communities, amplifying the program's impact far beyond the immediate participants. This creates a cycle of empowerment and knowledge sharing, enhancing community resilience and well-being. Our solution facilitates economic activities like agriculture and small-scale businesses. It also alleviates the burden on children, particularly girls, who often miss school to fetch water from distant sources. Through Actuate Water's faucet, communities unlock their economic potential, promote sustainable growth, and foster a brighter future for all. Join us in transforming lives with Actuate Water. Together, we can build a sustainable and prosperous future. Welcome to Actuate Water Faucet, an innovative blockchain faucet dedicated to revolutionizing water management in communities, especially in northeastern Kenya. By leveraging blockchain technology, Actuate Water ensures fair access to clean and reliable water sources. This initiative not only empowers economic prosperity and educational advancement, but also contributes to reduced crime rates. Our project incorporates a 3-day creative training program for community development workers. These workers will educate households about transformative change, what we call metanoia. This process involves envisioning the future they desire, understanding their current conditions, and mapping out how to achieve that future. Within the Actuate Water Faucet, we offer an innovative 8-week learning program. This hybrid program combines online and physical meetings, catering to diverse learning preferences and schedules. Participants actively engage in these sessions and earn tokens as incentives for their contributions. These tokens serve a dual purpose. They not only reward individual participation but also empower community development workers. With these tokens, workers can train households within their communities, amplifying the program's impact far beyond the immediate participants. This creates a cycle of empowerment and knowledge sharing, enhancing community resilience and well-being. Our solution facilitates economic activities like agriculture and small-scale businesses. It also alleviates the burden on children, particularly girls, who often miss school to fetch water from distant sources. Through Actuate Water's faucet, communities unlock their economic potential, promote sustainable growth, and foster a brighter future for all. Join us in transforming lives with Actuate Water. Together, we can build a sustainable and prosperous future. Welcome to Actuate Water Faucet, an innovative blockchain faucet dedicated to revolutionizing water management in communities, especially in northeastern Kenya. By leveraging blockchain technology, Actuate Water ensures fair access to clean and reliable water sources. This initiative not only empowers economic prosperity and educational advancement, but also contributes to reduced crime rates. Our project incorporates a 3-day creative training program for community development workers. These workers will educate households about transformative change, what we call metanoia. This process involves envisioning the future they desire, understanding their current conditions, and mapping out how to achieve that future. Within the Actuate Water Faucet, we offer an innovative 8-week learning program. This hybrid program combines online and physical meetings, catering to diverse learning preferences and schedules. Participants actively engage in these sessions and earn tokens as incentives for their contributions. These tokens serve a dual purpose. They not only reward individual participation but also empower community development workers. With these tokens, workers can train households within their communities, amplifying the program's impact far beyond the immediate participants. This creates a cycle of empowerment and knowledge sharing, enhancing community resilience and well-being. Our solution facilitates economic activities like agriculture and small-scale businesses. It also alleviates the burden on children, particularly girls, who often miss school to fetch water from distant sources. Through Actuate Water's faucet, communities unlock their economic potential, promote sustainable growth, and foster a brighter future for all. Join us in transforming lives with Actuate Water. Together, we can build a sustainable and prosperous future. Welcome to Actuate Water Faucet, an innovative blockchain faucet dedicated to revolutionizing water management in communities, especially in northeastern Kenya. By leveraging blockchain technology, Actuate Water ensures fair access to clean and reliable water sources. This initiative not only empowers economic prosperity and educational advancement, but also contributes to reduced crime rates. Our project incorporates a 3-day creative training program for community development workers. These workers will educate households about transformative change, what we call metanoia. This process involves envisioning the future they desire, understanding their current conditions, and mapping out how to achieve that future. Within the Actuate Water Faucet, we offer an innovative 8-week learning program. This hybrid program
Thank you, Frida, for that. Hello, everyone, and I hope we are well today. This is like our 6th session for the first cohort. And for this first cohort, we were basically looking at the basics of water and the significance of water. And today we shall be looking at the last aspect, which is the impact of water on economic health. And I think we've looked at the impact of water on environmental health, on animal health, and on now we are looking at human health, environmental health, the animal health, and last
Okay, Barbara, we can't hear you. Barbara, we have lost you completely.
No, I can hear you.
Okay, now, yeah, you are quiet for a while. So go on.
Looks like our topic master is already here. So allow me to invite Ronald to take us through the impact of water on economic health. Ronald, you're welcome.
Thank you, Barbara. I'm Ronald Anthony. I'm going to take you through the session today. The impact of water on economic health. Water is not only essential for life, but also a crucial driver of economic health. In this session, we will explore how water availability, quality, and management impact economic development both positively and negatively. First, water is a fundamental economic resource. Water is a key input for various economic activities, including agriculture, industry, energy production, and transportation. Reliable access to water enhances productivity and contributes to economic stability. For example, irrigation increases agricultural yields, which boost food security and income for farmers. Two, water scarcity and economic costs. Water scarcity can severely hamper economic growth. Droughts and insufficient water supply can lead to crop failures, reduced industrial outputs, and loss of livelihoods. The cost of water scarcity is evident in countries that spend significant resources on importing water or desalination, diverting funds from other crucial sectors. Three, impact of public health and workforce productivity. Poor water quality and inadequate sanitation contribute to health issues, leading to higher healthcare costs and reduced workforce productivity. Access to clean water and sanitation reduces disease burden, improves public health, and increases economic output by enabling a healthier, more productive workforce. Four, water infrastructure and economic growth. Investment in water infrastructure, example like the dams, treatment plants, and distribution systems, is crucial for sustainable economic growth. Efficient water management systems can attract investments, reduce operational costs for businesses, and support urbanization and industrialization. Five, water in the energy sector. Water is essential for energy production, especially in hydroelectric power generation. A stable water supply ensures energy security, which is fundamental to economic growth. Conversely, energy production can also impact water availability and quality, highlighting the need for integrated water energy management strategies. Six, water and economic inequality. Unequal access to water can exacerbate economic disparities, with marginalized communities often suffering from water scarcity or poor quality. Addressing water inequality is crucial for inclusive economic development, as equitable access to water resources can uplift entire community and reduce poverty. Seven, climate change, and water-related economic risks. Climate change is intensifying water-related risks such as floods, droughts, and changing precipitation patterns, posing significant challenges to economic stability. Proactive water management and climate adaptation strategies are essential to mitigate these risks and protect economies from a diverse impact of climate-induced water stress. Conclusion: the relationship between water and economic health is complex and multifaceted. By understanding and addressing the challenges associated with water development, we can enhance economic resilience, promote sustainable development, and improve the quality of life for communities around the world. Some of the discussion questions are like, how can countries with limited resource water balance economic growth with water sustainability? We can use the efficient water use, integrated water resource management, that's the IWRM, investment in water infrastructure, policy and regulation, and also public awareness and education. Second is, what role should the private sector play in ensuring equitable access to water in economic development? And that should be the investment and innovation, cooperation, social responsibility, the CSR, which is the steward into the water programs, supporting community water projects, sanitation initiatives, and education campaigns that promote equitable water access. Partnership and collaboration. The private sector can partner with governments and non-governmental organization, international organization to develop and implement water success projects. Sustainable business practices. By adopting water efficient practices in their operation, companies can reduce their water footprint and help preserve water resources for other uses, contributing to the overall sustainability of water resources. How can we better integrate water management strategies into national economic playing? That's some of the cross-sectoral coordination, incorporating water in the national budgets, data-driven decision-making, that's leveraging
Anthony, we lost your audio. Audio is lost.
Ronald, try checking your internet connection and then you can get back to where you stopped because we can't hear you.
data and technology to monitor water risk can enable more effective time.
Ronald, we were not able to hear you for like 2 minutes, or was it 2 seconds? You can check your internet connection maybe.
Oh, Ronald. Oh, Ronald is having trouble, the connectivity trouble there. Yeah, he was telling us about economy and water. And then he told us that the relationship between water and economy is complex and multifaceted. Yeah. So is he able to get back?
Ronald, are you able to unmute? Okay, maybe let me call him.
Yeah, I think he's having technical challenges. This internet coming in and out. Okay. But this is a very interesting topic about water and economy. Water is this most amazing molecule. What is this most amazing molecule that was created? Because water is in everything. It's like a universal solvent. And water looks so weak, and yet it is most powerful. It's the most powerful element that exists on the planet today. The power of water, in the first place, to be underestimated, because when the water is flowing, it is not hard like metal. It is soft and is gracious. It just flows smoothly. But if the water continues to flow a place, it is going to break down a rock, the hardest rock. That water, although it looks so gracious, it's actually very powerful. All these big valleys and gorges are created by water, the water movement. So water, when it's alone, like small quantity, it looks harmless. When you put water together, many molecules of water, many gallons, become vicious. It kills people in a storm. Or like tsunamis are waters. Forms clouds, storms that can overturn ships, large ocean vehicles. Even water can bring down airplanes, which are in air. And so water looks as if it is powerless. It's very powerful. And that water, you see, it's got a spirit in itself that when it moves, it is energy. Like we can use water to create hydroelectric energy. Hydro means water. So water moves giant turbines that create, with dynamos, connect to dynamos that create electrical energy. So electrons move. And you can see when water is doing that, it's so indifferent. And it is doing that when it is going where it is going. So the water will come from wherever it's coming from, and it will go wherever it's going without caring. It is indifferent to what you do as a human being. You can take water, you can bathe with it, you can use it for cooking, but eventually it's going to end up in the ocean, whether you like it or not. Yeah, so water is indifferent. That is the impersonal nature of water. Water is like a spirit, just moves on its own. And when people do not understand that aspect of water, they disregard it and then they suffer great consequences. We suffer great consequences for misunderstanding water and its power. So the relationship between water and economy is not complex and multifaceted. The relationship between water and economy is direct, one-to-one. The more water you have, the greater your economy. But, well, that is not completely true. That there is something else. You can have a lot of water, but then you do not know how to use it, to use its power. But that spirit of water is just there, but then you don't recognize it. And that is the tragedy of many situations, many people, that water shows up and then we take it for granted. Water is there. That's the problem. that water is not, there's no scarcity of water as we have discussed before. What we have is scarcity of imagination of what to do with the water that is there. And so we have all these dismal scientists going around the world saying, oh, Chicken Little, there is scarcity of water. No, there's no scarcity of water. Absolutely not. The scarcity that we have is the scarcity of what to do with the water that is present, that's available. You see, if you go, for example, in central Kenya, every valley has got a stream. There's no single valley that doesn't have a stream, water flowing from one place to the other. And those streams flow every single day, every day without fail. But there are people living up on the ridge who don't have access to water. Yeah, and the same place, there's water down the valley, but up the valley, there's no water. And it rains when it rains, but the stream never fades. It's always every single day, 24/7 for 365 days a year, the stream is flowing without fail. But there are people who are suffering from lack of water in central Kenya. Why is it that such things happen? It's not because water is not there, there's no scarcity of water at all. Is that people disregard the water that's existing already, or they have to see that for them to get water, they have to get a miracle. I think some miracle from somewhere else. Yeah, there's nobody who's going to come from outside to make you understand there's water available. See, and then there are so many other places where it rains every single day, and then people don't have water in their houses, although it's raining outside, but there's no water for using, for cooking. There's no water for drinking. And it's raining every day. They have to go downstream to fetch water. Hi, Ronald. Are you back? So people have to go downstream to fetch water, although it's raining every single day. I lived in quite a number of places like that. One place I found that phenomena is in Kakamega, because we went to visit there and stayed for a whole week. We used to go to the river to fetch water every single day. Yeah, and of course it's raining every single day, but you had to go downstream, down the valley where there's a spring to get water for the household. Yeah, although it's raining from heaven every single day. I also experienced something similar in the Niger Delta. Yeah, so Niger Delta rains every single day. Every afternoon there is downpour. It's a tropical rainforest, but there's not enough water for people to drink. In fact, people in Niger Delta, because I think they have some money from petroleum, they buy bottled water. Yeah, so they do not drink water that's coming from heaven, which is given to them free of charge. And then I ask him, why don't you have water? They have to go to the supermarket to buy water, and it's raining every day. And then they say there's scarcity of water. Yeah. So this idea of scarcity of water is a misnomer. There's no scarcity. The thing is scarce is what to do when you have so much water in abundance and then you don't want to use it. Well, there's some people who genuinely seem, I say the word seem, people who genuinely seem to live in places where water is absent. But water is not really absent. It rains once in a while, but they do not capture that water. They let it just go away. And then when it's gone away, then they start complaining that we do not have water because it is so dry. These are semi-arid regions, and some of that water actually flows underground, meaning that the river is hidden from the sunshine. It's flowing underground, and it's possible to gain access to that water if you stretch your imagination. Yeah, imagination, drilling the water out of the hole where it's hiding, but water is there. Then there are people who live next to the ocean, which has a lot of water. Of course, the ocean is full of water, but they also complain that they don't have water to drink. And Now, what do you do? Now we have the technology to remove all that salt from water. But then people would say, how do you remove the salt from water? Who is going to do that except human beings? Who is going to do that except humans? So the technology for doing such thing is not absent. So water is that ubiquitous, and water is a universal solvent. It's everywhere. We need water for cooking. That's first of all, in the morning when you wake up, you have to maybe wash your face, then just with water. Yeah, because you're not going to wash your face with something else. Wash your face with water. Cook your cup of tea with water. Cook your widgie with water. Then cook whatever breakfast you're going to have with water. Then once you do that, you of course take a shower with water, take a bath with water. So it's water, 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 water every instance. Even when you go, you get the 10-time tea. You take your 10-time tea, which is full of water. Then you have lunch full of water. So you cannot pass one day without water. Okay? So water is synonymous, it's equivalent to your existence. So without water, your existence does not happen. So absence of water creates an existential crisis. Crisis meaning that you are always going to be in a crisis, like where am I going to get water to live the next day? That's why the living water. So that is for the human level. Water is also very important in the family. The family cannot function without water. See, water is important in the individual human being, or the biology of the human. It's also important to the family, even the family to stay together as a household. It requires water. Otherwise, when there's no water, yes, it's conflict because people have to be sent out to go and look for water. And then it's a lot of time is set aside to go and fetch water with gallons. I remember when we were kids, we used to have those 5-liter plastic containers that we had to go and fetch water in the stream and down the valley every single day. You have to bring about 4 of them because when you're a kid, you can only carry 5 liters. And 5 liters is very little because you have to bring it up the valley you have to do about 5 or 6 trips to make some water available for the household. And that's not enough. That's about 20 liters. So that's the story about water in the family. So it's simply absence of water, of failure to understand water, causes family to break down. Stress on children, stress on the husband, on the wife, stress on the husband, because the wife, in traditional places, wife has to prepare water for the husband to do what this and that. So water just creates fights and fights and fights all the way. So, and that's why water is not only in the economy, it also affects us how we live in a society. And then if you don't use water to wash up things, you get trouble. Sanitation, the place becomes unsanitary. And just the clothes themselves need to be washed. And if they're not washed, they become what? Dirty, and then they harbor parasites. So water actually removes parasites. And that, yeah, and just makes the place, the house, habitable, clean, and sanitary place to live. See, these are just the basic, we could call the basic needs of life. But then above that, water is very important for industrial development. It is almost impossible to imagine any company, most of the companies we know, particularly after the industrial revolution, which happens in the 1800s in Europe and United States, all the companies, large companies, corporations, factories were built next to a river, the large river, a place that has got a lot of water. First of all, the hydroelectric energy, to generate energy, you need to build your whole hydroelectric plant next to a river. But besides that, textile industry, all the clothes you wear, all of them. Now, the clothes are made of fiber. that fiber has to be extracted from material like cotton or even sisal and all that. It has to be washed and washed and washed with what? With water. So it takes a lot of water to run a textile plant just to get humans being have garments to wear. So you find that the textile factories from of the centuries of like the 1800s, they were built next to the river. So for example, like here in Massachusetts, we had Massachusetts was the greatest textile producer for United States before all the textile manufacturing went to China. So textile business was happening at the Merrimack River in Lowell. Lowell had a very huge manufacturing plants for making fabrics, uniforms for the military, and all these goods clothes you wear. And yeah, there's one company called the Fruit of the Loom, which was making a lot of nice clothes for people. It still exists even today. But I think the Fruit of the Loom is manufacturing somewhere else. But see, they had to build that factory next to Merrimack River in Lowell. Now, if you go to Lowell today, there is no factory for textile, but you can see the relics of those factories that were just inside on the river, like on an island. They would just create an island in the river and build a factory there to make water available for all the washings that they need to do to prepare the fabrics for making clothes, so that we can be dressed up and feel good. I believe the same thing is happening in China. For those factories, large factories for manufacturing textiles are in, they have to be having large, like copious quantities of water. Now, the drawback with that is that when they are making clothes, they also introduce a lot of dyes, because clothes have got to be dyed. They have to look beautiful. They are colored. They have flowers for some flowery dresses. You have all these different colors of clothes, and those dyes and chemicals end up in what? In the river. So those dyes can be harmful, and some of them cause cancer. So if you don't respect the water itself that we're using to make the clothes, and then we pollute the river with those chemicals, like dyes from cloth manufacturing factories, then you see we are the ones who are destroying our own selves. That means even if we need water to get dressed up, to get clothes, we need to respect the fact that that water needs to stay clean, not pour all the chemical dyes into the water, into the river. So there is not a single type of industry that doesn't need water. Even when you're talking about the Bitcoin itself, Bitcoin, even this the proof of work, POW, where does water come in? Now, the proof of work system itself requires what? Requires electrical energy. Computers that are running at a very, very high speed. And when a computer is running at very high speed, what does it do? It generates a lot of heat. So it has to be cooled down. First of all, it needs electrical energy, which is hydroelectric, of course, needing water to generate that energy. But then it shall need cooling down. What molecule do you use for cooling down things? Of course, water. So you're gonna have air conditioners, because air conditioning. Of course, you have to pass that hot air through water so that by the time it comes from the other side, it's cool. So it's cooling systems that use very, very cold water. So you see, if you're using cold water on one side, you're also using cold water for heat, for cooling down the machines. And of course, there's also steel manufacturing. Let's talk about steel factories. We need steel for what? There's steel in everything. All these metal factories. Even in mining, like you're mining gold, diamonds, and all that, the amount of water that is used in those factories is incredible. That, for example, to take I'd say like an ore, like maybe a diamond or an iron ore, that's mining, you have to wash it with a lot of water. So to extract the material minerals there. And it involves passing it through many instances of water so that you can extract the pure pure metal that you're extracting. For example, you cannot get pure gold or pure diamond without water. So you have to wash out all the dirt. Washing out means what? Washing with water. See, you see, even things that look like they don't need water, like metal, they need more water than you can even imagine. So it's not possible to extract minerals that we use for even crowning the Queen of England, to put the diamond on our crown, or even gold, without water. Even besides Bitcoin itself, which is digital money, manufacturing Kenya shillings on the banknotes. You know, first of all, the Kenya shilling is in what? Is in is metallic, so that metal has to be smelted, and then the smelting means that you have to apply a lot of heat. After, you see, let's say after mining, and then you have extracted the silver and the copper for making coins, then you have to take that into a smelting system, and those things have got a lot of heat, so that they don't burn themselves out with their own heat. You use water to cool down the system. You splash them with a lot of water, cold water. So water is used in such factories for making coins, called coinage. So there's a lot of water flowing from one side to the other to cool down things. And then what? Then the notes, the banknotes themselves. See, the banknotes are paper. Of course, extracting paper. Is that pulp? It's got pulp that you get it from timber or timber, and then it involves lots of water. Those paper factories. Okay? I mean, we have used paper for maybe decades, until now the digital economy came along and is throwing paper out. But paper, whatever paper you have, paper factories require a lot of water. See, so there's no such thing that doesn't require water. Every factory needs a lot of water. So again, I think you see, this is why water is equals to industrial development. Absence of water is equals to no industrial development. So water and economy is the same thing, but of course, it's not the water itself, is the use of water. The use of water, and that takes imagination. The use of water is what makes the economy move. Without water, the economy goes to a standstill. So the other thing, I mean, I remember my own life experience when we were growing up as kids. We used to pick coffee in those rugged hills of Nyeri, and then we take the coffee to a coffee factory. These coffee factories are built next to a small river, the stream. They have to be built next to the river. Why? Because they need a lot of water. First of all, for washing the coffee beans, washing the coffee sherries. First of all, initially they are sherries. And then as they're being washed, the coffee sherries are beaten by a machine that's rotating, and then to extract the beans. And that requires a lot of water. That you cannot extract the beans from the sherry without water. So copious quantities of water to extract the sherry. And then the suspended crude water, they go out there. Then after that, they are cleaned up with water, washed up with water. Then after washing up with water, then you put them on trays to dry. So it's a very high water dependent process. And I think all industrial processes, I have not come across any single industry that does not depend on availability of copious quantity of water. Even the silicon chips that are manufactured, the silicon chips that we use for communication, for in the computer science, they don't need water because they are dry. It's information system, but they come through machines that get superheated by the manufacturing process itself. Of course, creating silicon from sand requires water. I can't think of any instance in which you are going to create a factory for manufacturing anything where you shall not need water in copious quantities. So that is how sacred water is. That water and life are synonymous. It's one thing. So the relationship is not complex and multifaceted. It is a direct relationship where water and life water and economy are equals to the same thing. Okay? Yeah, because without water, there is no economy. And without water, well, there's no life. Yeah. So that's really how powerful water is. And I think where we are here is to first of all expand our consciousness, to the degree that we understand what water is, and then we respect water. Water is a holy substance. That's why I think in Christian, many religions, not just Christianity, talk about baptism with water. Okay? It's the first stage in water, because water is that sacred, sacrosanct thing. And so that's then, of course, in many religions, they talk about the next baptism with fire. So fire is the deal. Although water is present, then we don't have the fire to use the water. So fire implies that you use your new consciousness to discover what to do with the water that's already there. Okay, that's what called fire. So baptism in fire is about you applying your knowledge or your ingenuity or your imagination to do something with the water. Okay. Now, why we see we having presence of water everywhere, and when we seem like there's no water, there is scarcity of water, and then we allow ourselves to be convinced by the dismal scientists that there is no water, is because we do not have the fire. Fire means that you have a house, it's got a roof, put gutter in that house, gutters, and then buy about 10 tanks from Kenny Tank or someone like that, Polytank. Go to Polytanks and buy 10 tanks so that when it rains every day, get that water from the roof into your tank. Now, don't go to the supermarket to buy bottled water. That is the most ridiculous. That means absence of fire. See, the fire means getting into your imagination. That means absence of imagination, absence of using your knowledge. So do not admit that into your consciousness that you are going to go into the supermarket and buy bottled water because the water coming from the rain is what? Is it dirty? Is it coming dirty from heaven itself, all the way from the skies? No, it's not dirty, unless the way you're collecting it with your roof, you're making it dirty. Even if it's dirty, you can boil it to evaporate all the impurities in the water. So, first rule, and I think we should create rules of the citizens of Actuate Nation. Do not complain about scarcity of water, but do collect the water that is raining upon your household, your house. There is no single house that doesn't have a roof, except where the Manyatas don't have a roof. Well, because they are made of, but I think, and we don't have so many of those nowadays. But there is no single house without a roof. And if you have a roof, God sends water to you once in a while through rain. And then all you have to do is collect that water and put it in a tank. Now we have the technology for collecting the water, which has been there for years. It's called gutters, simple. Go and buy a gutter and implement it on your roof, around your roof, and then buy tanks, not one, buy as many as 10. They don't cost too much money. Polytanks, they're made of, polyethylene plastic, and they can hold, maybe 1,000 gallons. That's gallons of water, and one tank is not enough for your family for the whole year, so you can put 10 tanks. Okay, and then of course you don't buy all the 10 tanks at once. Work some more, then go and buy another one. But then don't complain there's no water when there's water coming from heaven. And that's for families. Then for our institutions, you will find that all the institutions I visited to in Kenya, they don't collect the rainwater, all of them. See, I went to school in Chirama. Before I was in Chirama, I was in Chinga Boys, there. We had roofs everywhere. There were roofs in the dormitories, there were roofs in the classrooms. None of those had a single tank attached to it. One tank, let alone many tanks, just one. One, not one. And what they used to do, they used to all the water coming from the roof, they are collected by a gutter that directs them to the ground. So that water is that we regard it as a nuisance. The water coming from the roof in the rain is a nuisance to all of us. That's what we are doing. So we did. So I noticed the same thing in Chiramo at the University of Nairobi. All the roof water is directed down to the ground as if it is a nuisance. It's a nuisance to have water around from our own roof. And also all the other colleges I've visited in Kenya, they are directing all the water into the ground. Who says that the grounds need more water now? The ground has already received sufficient water during the rain. So sending the water to the ground is what? What are we going to say about that? What are we going to say? Then during the dry season, they're saying there's no water. Yeah, we are saying that's what we do. That's what we do. And that's what you're saying. It has to end. It has to end. It has to end. Because it is not that we do not have the technology for gathering the water and holding it for the dry season. It is just we throw away the water, feeding it to the ground. When the water gets on the ground, it runs off, gets downstream, gets down the stream. Then it goes and joins the other big stream and ends up in the Indian Ocean. The Indian Ocean never complained one day that, hey, you guys, you are collecting all the water. I'm now starving. No, the Indian Ocean never said that. In any case, even if you collected all the water, put it in the tanks, it's going to find its way into the Indian Ocean. That's how clever water is. Okay, so this is what we want to do. That we respect water. Just when you see water, you say, oh goodness, I respect you so much. I want to take care of you. I want to take care of you is the most holy thing. Yeah. And the only way you can take care of water is having that fire. The fire means when you see a roof without a gutter, you get angry about that roof. Not the roof itself. The roof has not done anything, but the people who have refused to put gutter, and even people like who have built the universities, like in Chiramo and other places. I saw University of Nairobi, even the main campus, and also in MMU. And these are places where they train engineers, by the way. Yeah, I'm not talking about village kind of society. Is where the people who are selected for their greatest brilliance of knowledge reside. They dwell upon there. But as all these things are happening, they don't have the fire, which they went to university to ignite. So why are we in the university without ignition of the fire? So that we allow the water to go away. So what we do is that we stop that. We stop all that because the technology to do that already exists. So what I am suggesting for all of us is that even by the summit, is that we work together, first of all, to acknowledge that we have sufficient water for all our needs. Number one, because we have sufficient water, then we acknowledge that we have not been paying good respect to the water. Number two, that's why we don't collect it. Number three, we say make a motion that we go out and start collecting water from our own roofs. Okay, everybody has a roof, and what I'm suggesting is this: everyone who is here, everyone who is here, so that we have households in your community that do not have tanks to collect water. Tanks are not expensive. This is an education that people who are enlightened, who have opened their imagination, and that's called enlightenment. Because you are enlightened, now you can see more. Your consciousness is expanded. So we are talking about open your consciousness so that you allow your fire to ignite. such that now we talk about having every household having not less than 10 tanks over a period of 2 or 3 years. But the begin with 1 tank. Okay, it doesn't matter where you live. When it rains every day or there's no rain, at one point rain is going to come. But the recommended number of tanks surrounding a house is about 10. Okay, and each tank collecting about 1,000 gallons of water. So if we say that's a very good place to begin because it's possible and affordable, then when we are working on the summit for this December, we create a full-blown workshop on water to discuss, to work on how we implement that. But in that workshop, we invite all the people who make water technologies, whether we're talking about the roofing companies, people who make good roofs that can help us capture the clean water from our roof, people who make gutters, okay, we invite them also to that workshop, and people who make tanks, so that they can come in and first of all understand that it is their job. It's the job of the tank manufacturers to educate the community about the use of tanks. See, even go to the people in universities who seem like they are well educated, but I can tell you they are not, because my experience in universities, they don't collect water, including KU. I know KU. KU has very large construction projects by Uganda. He built the administration block, all those new buildings. None of them collects water, unless they have changed recently, but I don't know. All those you guys who are in KU, you can tell me whether they are collecting rainwater from the roof. I don't know. KU also did a very magnificent, fabulous wall, the wall on Thika Road from, like how many kilometers walk? You see, that wall is very expensive, and you would wonder why are they building a wall like that cost a lot of money when they don't even have water for their own students and residents. And KU is a school that has got engineering program. And why are engineers not angry enough to say, let's build water? You see, there's something wrong somewhere. Yeah, something wrong in there. Something wrong in the upper room, let's say. So the same thing with JQuat. JQuat is the leading University of Agriculture, Technology, or Engineering in East Africa, and it does not collect water. Yes. Why? And you see, if this thing happens in the institution of higher learning, they're not going to happen in villages. If the university cannot collect water for its own use, even for its students, it's going to be very difficult for the people in villages to collect water, because we learn by example. So I think this is what we'd like to do. We do practical things, and I think the tank companies have a duty to educate the people, but the tank companies do not go to the universities. But do they hire engineers from universities? Yes, I would like to believe. But so it is that message is not getting across. So we have people who have a lot of tanks. They can manufacture thousands of, say, millions of tanks to supply the community. And then we have millions of people in the community who need tanks, but both are not coming together. What is missing? What is missing is that fire. Whose job is it to ignite the fire? So think about these things and we see how we can, of course, when we go into this now detail, now you find for yourself who is here, you find what's called business opportunity. For example, you can go to a company that sells tanks, and then you tell the staff that I want to go to my village and talk to people about buying tanks. Then the company will say, but you have to be careful, because if the company discovers there's a market there, it's going to go on its own, but you want to be paid for helping the company find a new market. So there's a big opportunity for you to also find a way to get paid by that company that makes tanks, because it's making tanks for sale, not for giving people. When it sells a tank, it should give you money. So this is why you have, every one of us, you have opportunity to make money if you want. Like, that's why we're saying open your imagination, ignite yourself. And water is one way that will bring you a lot of money, because there are thousands upon thousands, let's say millions of families that are not collecting rainwater, and they are complaining there's no rainwater. Okay. And these families can afford a poly tank. It's a polythene tank. It's made of plastic. It's affordable. Okay. So what is the problem? It's that the problem is the message is not getting across from one end to the other. Okay. And then, as you have seen, the relationship between water and economic development is 1-to-1, 100%. One is equals to the other. So those families cannot grow, even as an individual household economy, without water. And a company that's making tanks will not grow without selling tanks. You see, it's a very, very direct relationship. All right. Well, back to you, Barbara.
Thank you very much, Doc, for that comprehensive analysis of the impact of water on economic health. And I think everyone has understood that. And sorry about the network issues that caught up with our topic master. I apologize. So I'm going to invite Augustine to briefly talk about the summit and the progress of the Actuate Nairobi Summit and how far we are. And then we can have the closing remarks. So Augustine, you're welcome.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, and I hope we are all doing well this weekend. And thank you so much for making time to our session today. And thank you so much, our topic master, for that powerful topic about the economic health, water in economic health. So about our upcoming conference or the summit, the Actuate Pre-Boston Nairobi Summit. And again, for those who are new today here, I would love to inform you that we are organizing a summit called the Actuate Pre-Boston Nairobi Summit. And the theme of our summit for this year is how we can use artificial intelligence, blockchain technology, and decentralized finance to improve health and human development. And we're going to have the summit as from 3rd to 6th December this year at Kenyatta University main campus here in Nairobi. And we are aiming to bring together various stakeholders so it's a multidisciplinary summit from health sector, both healthcare professionals, organizations, biomedical professionals, those in AI, the AI communities, the blockchain and DeFi communities, government, the relevant government agencies, and even businesses, and those who are passionate about human development, those people, organizations who are into human development, and also pharmaceutical industries to gather and have a conversation on how we can improve our human development and even health development using these emerging technologies, that is AI and blockchain technology. And one of the important or gain for those who will be part of it is, of course, networking, and also you get to understand what is all about Actuate Biomedicine, what is our business, and what are the projects we are aiming to implement. And one of the things is you get to learn is the water faucet, and you get to understand what is it and why is it crucial, why are we focusing on it, and how are we aiming to do it using DeFi mechanisms. So we are expecting attendees, and we have a fee for attendees that is $150. We are also having more than 100 confirmed speakers, both from medical sector and even AI and blockchain sectors, and also exhibitors. That is the phase we are right now, invitation of exhibitors, those who want to exhibit their products and services. We have that booth for them, and it is going at $1,000. And also we are inviting those companies who want to help us in making this event more successful to partner with us as sponsors. And we are currently inviting sponsors. And we all know, or those who are new, we have a challenge that is the Summit Challenge, whereby we are engaging all our members in invitation of sponsors, looking for sponsors, and upon invitation, because we have several packages we are selling, from Diamond, which is going at $10,000, a Platinum, which is going at $7,500, a Gold, which is going at $5,000, Silver, which is going at $3,000, and Bronze, which is going at $1,000. And the challenge is that you invite or you sell one of the package, you get 5% commission. If Cambry agrees maybe to buy a package, you will get 5, and you are the one who initiated the who brought them, you will get 5% commission. If it is Safaricom, if it is Coca-Cola. So we are not really into like a lot of procedure. We are not procedural. It's all about bring us people, and you are going to get your 5% commission. Nothing much to, there's no procedures for you to sign, or it's clear. We are so much transparent and accountable, and just do your business. Maybe the only thing you can get from us is guidance. If you need any guidance on how you can approach these people, you can always approach us, and we will guide you, because we are doing this, and we are currently moving well. We are in talks with various companies, and we want you to be part of this. So seize this opportunity and invite these sponsors and also exhibitors. So since today's water session, and as just I've said, water will form part of our summit, because we are not leaving Actuate Biomedicine businesses behind, and bring these people on board, those companies who are ahead, pushing water initiatives, those who are, water companies, those from, the entire structure of, water, from those who drill, those who make machineries for water, infrastructure, those companies who utilize water, because water is everywhere, right from the water we use in our drips when you go to hospital, up to food we consume. Water is there. So it's possible for you to land in these people and get them, because water is everywhere. water is life, water is everywhere. So at the end of the day, if you approach any company, you have a very strong point of argument or convincing power when you are dealing with water companies, because when you go to Coca-Cola, they use water for their processes. When you go to even Kengen or anything, like all these companies, at the end of the day, the water must be somewhere. So it's possible for you to land. It's possible for you to land. So you can always approach Barbara for guidance on how you can land and have some convincing points. You can also approach me. And my name is Augustine once again. You can also reach out to our CEO. He's always available for matters involving our community, Dr. Macharia, and even our executive director, Miss Susan, for more guidance. And we want workshop water. So we are looking also for people who can run workshops, water workshops. So you can move in that point. And another thing for you now, apart from participating in invitation of sponsors and exhibitors, and also maybe attend as an AT&T, you can come as poster presenter. Come with your poster, maybe talking about how these three technologies, artificial intelligence, blockchain technology, and decentralized finance in blockchain, can improve water businesses or water operations or water projects. Okay, so that's how we trying to do these things. Come with your own poster. When you go to our website, you will see the criteria for one to qualify, or the criteria guiding the development of the poster. So go interact with it, and you can submit your poster. I'm just giving you hints. You can come up with the poster presentation on how the three technologies can enhance either any aspect of health or even human development. So that is it for now, and we are moving well. This month is August. We are like 4 months. So I think the tickets, we start fully embarking on the journey of selling a ticket for attendings, I think a month and a half to come. So being on the lookout, because this is a global scale summit, and we don't want you to miss learning and networking from people across the world, from multiple disciplines. So that is it for now, and have a good weekend ahead. Enjoy your weekend and stay safe. Back to you, Barbara.
Thank you very much, Augustine, for that update on the summit, and we appreciate what the team is doing and the entire Actuate Nation towards getting Actuate to make that conference a success. So thank you very much, everyone, for making time to the meeting. And as you've heard from Augustine, we are looking forward to your participation actively in the summit, either by getting as sponsors, or you can be a sponsor yourself, or you can get people to attend the summit, and that way we can be able to grow the summit and make it a success. So thank you very much, everyone. We have another session on blockchain at 8 p.m. Let us purpose to attend, and we can be able to learn more about the finance and blockchain. So thank you very much, everyone, and have a great evening, and we shall meet at 8 p.m. So the meeting is adjourned. And the attendance form has been shared on the chat box, so you can be able to fill and sign up for attendance. Once again, thank you very much, and the meeting is adjourned.